Welcome to Classic Toy Car. I'm your host, Clara. You know, when you think about the 1960s, you think of some of the most beautiful, just incredible cars ever made, right? They were these symbols of freedom, of power, of cool. But what if I told you that behind all that polished chrome and those roaring engines, a lot of these legends were built on lies, hiding flaws that could, well, literally get you killed?
It is absolutely true. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on these chrome and steel legends that you thought you knew. We're going to expose the scandals, the life-threatening defects, and the personal struggles that were kept hidden from pretty much everyone. And our first story, well, it kicks off with a name that's basically car royalty, Shelby. Now, when you hear Shelby GT350, you probably picture one specific car, Eleanor, that ghost from Gone in 60 Seconds. But that very car, that icon, is at the heart of a massive deception.
Okay, so here's the core of the lie. The car that everybody fell in love with, the movie star Eleanor, it wasn't a real Shelby GT350. Not even close. It was a custom-made knockoff. Just a standard Mustang that was dressed up to look cool for the camera. Meanwhile, the actual, legendary car, the one built by Carroll Shelby's own team, got completely pushed aside by this Hollywood fabrication.
And this is where the story gets really dark. The movie producer's widow claimed that the look of this fake car was a copyrighted character. Yeah, like Mickey Mouse or something. And she used that claim to go after totally legitimate custom car builders who were just trying to make tribute cars. And look, this wasn't some minor disagreement. This was a full-blown, decade-long legal bloodbath. We're talking about brutal, non-stop lawsuits that absolutely crippled small businesses. It got so bad that the official Shelby Trust, you know, the company that actually built the real cars, had to sue just to protect their own name from this Hollywood imposter. Insane. The whole scandal around the car is one thing, but the story gets even more intense when you look at the man who created it. Carroll Shelby was a true legend, right? A Le Mans winning champion racer. But he was hiding a life-or-death secret the entire time he was building his empire. Just think about that for a second. The guy building the fastest cars in the world was literally racing against his own death. He wasn't just building cars out of passion, he was fueled by the knowledge that his time was running out. He was channeling all of that desperation into creating a mechanical legacy that he knew would outlive him. Now, while Shelby's secret was this incredibly personal battle against time, our next car's secret was a very public danger, a design flaw that put every single driver at risk. So in the 1960s, the Chevrolet Corvair was a genuine engineering marvel. I mean, all the other American cars were these huge front-engine boats, but the Corvair, it had this sleek, air-cooled engine in the back. It was GM's big shot at trying to beat Volkswagen at their own game. But that innovative design, it came with a lethal trade-off. The whole problem boiled down to one specific component, the swing axle suspension. For your average driver, this design was a nightmare waiting to happen. If you took a corner just a little too hard, the rear wheels could literally tuck underneath the car, causing it to just violently spin out of control with almost zero warning. It really didn't take long for the public to figure this out. The car became infamous, earning this absolutely chilling nickname that perfectly captured the danger it posed on the road. This wasn't just some quirky car, it was a genuine hazard. The Corvair's reputation got so bad that it became the poster child for a national auto safety crisis. And that's all thanks to Ralph Nader's famous expose. His book just blew the lid off the entire industry's, frankly, lack of concern for safety. And the Corvair was Exhibit A. But here's the crazy twist. The scandal around this one incredibly dangerous car actually had this amazing, positive outcome. Nader's testimony in Congress, which was all about the Corvair's flaws, forced the US government to create the first ever federal safety standards for all vehicles. So, ironically, this dangerous car gave birth to a whole new era of safety. Mandated seatbelts, shatter-resistant windshields, collapsing steering columns, all of these life-saving features that we just take for granted today exist because the Corvair was so dangerously flawed. A car built on tragedy actually became the foundation for modern auto safety. Wild. Okay, for a final story, we've got a different kind of danger, one that's hiding in plain sight. This is a gorgeous, customized 1966 Chevy 2.
It looks absolutely perfect, like some pro street menace ready to just tear up the asphalt. But underneath all that shiny paint, it is a ticking time bomb. See, the owner dropped a modern LS1 Corvette engine into it, and that creates this immediate, dangerous imbalance. The car's original frame and all its components were designed to handle, maybe 125 horsepower. This new engine is pushing over 400. You're basically putting modern supercar power into a chassis that's 60 years old.
And that leads us to the weak point, what gearheads call the grenade rear end. The car's original axle and differential were just never meant to handle that kind of torque. So the second the owner drives this car the way it looks like it should be driven, smashing the gas, doing a burnout, that entire rear assembly will just disintegrate. It will literally implode.
The consequence of that is immediate and just financially devastating. That one single hidden flaw instantly slashes the car's value by tens of thousands of dollars. It turns a beautiful dream build into a broken, incomplete project, all because one critical original part was completely overlooked. So what do we have? We've got 3 very different cars with 3 very different secrets: a Hollywood lie, a deadly design flaw, and a mechanical time bomb. But when you really look closer, they all start to tell the same story. The legacy of the legendary GT350 got all twisted up by a fake movie car. The innovative Corvair was so dangerous it accidentally kicked off a safety revolution. And that beautiful Chevy 2 is a perfect reminder that looks can be deceiving, with a fatal flaw hiding just beneath the surface. So the lesson here is this: whether it's a legal battle, a design defect, or a weak part, the history books and the big screen, they often lie. The truth, the real danger, and the real value is never on the surface. It's always, always hidden in the details.
It really proves that the coolest things often hide the biggest secrets. And it leaves you with a question to mull over. What hidden flaws, untold stories, and inconvenient truths are just waiting to be discovered?
That's all for today's episode of Classic Toy Car. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Clara, signing off.